Ever feel like you're on the outside looking in on this whole AI revolution, thinking, that it's just for coders and data scientists? Well, we're here to completely dismantle that myth. We're going to lay out a clear, actionable blueprint that shows how you, especially if you're not a coder, can start generating real income with AI.
So here's the game plan. First up, we're going to get a handle on the sheer scale of this AI gold rush. Then, we'll dive into finding the right business model for you. After that, we'll get into the actual tools and skills you need, and finally, we'll map out the very first steps to launch your own thing.
All right, first things first. Let's be really clear. This is not just hype. AI is a massive, massive economic shift, and the numbers behind it are pretty staggering.
Just look at this number. We're not talking about some small niche trend here. Statista is projecting the AI market will be worth over $800 billion by 2030. Think about that for a second. This is a foundational technology, kind of like the internet or electricity was. It's hitting every single industry, and the people who figure it out now are the ones who are going to be absolutely indispensable tomorrow. But let's tackle the biggest thing that holds most people back. This belief that you have to be a coder. That's the old way of thinking, and honestly, it's just not true anymore. These powerful no-code tools are completely leveling the playing field. It means your ideas and your expertise are the real driving force now, not your ability to write a bunch of Python code.
So, look, there have always been two paths into tech, right? You've got the traditional AI engineer route, super tough, requires deep coding skills. But now a whole new path has opened up, the no-code AI specialist. And what's so cool about this role is that it values your unique expertise, whether that's in marketing or real estate, design, whatever it is you do. Because businesses don't just need AI. They need people who can apply it to solve their specific problems. Your experience has literally become your superpower.
Okay, so how does this actually translate into a business? Let's forget about just a random list of side hustles. We're going to look at 3 structured business models. The goal here is to find the one that perfectly fits your skills and what you're trying to achieve.
So the crucial choice here really comes down to this: customization versus scalability. An AI automation agency is a fantastic starting point for beginners. You're solving unique problems for each client, high-touch stuff. As you get better, you might shift to a productized service, where you solve the same problem for lots of different clients. And then the holy grail is what's called service as a software, a fully automated plug-and-play system that can scale almost infinitely.
And what does this actually look like in practice? Well, the services you can offer are just vast. You could start an agency building custom chatbots for local businesses, or maybe offer a productized service for AI-powered video editing. Any of these things, from consulting to content creation, can start as a high-touch service, and eventually you can turn them into a more automated, scalable solution.
Okay, so you've picked a model. Now for the how. What are the core skills you actually need to power these businesses? It's probably a lot less intimidating than you think. It all starts with just a few key concepts.
First up, generative AI. This is the technology most of us are already playing with. The U.S. Small Business Administration defines it pretty simply. It's an AI that can create new content, like text, images, or even music, just by learning from a whole bunch of existing data. It's the engine behind most of the tools you're going to be using.
And the core of that engine? That's the large language model, or LLM. The easiest way to think of it is as an incredibly advanced autocomplete. It's been trained on a massive amount of text, so it really understands language patterns, context, all that nuance. It's what lets a chatbot actually understand your question and give you a relevant answer.
So, how do you control these powerful LLMs? The answer is prompt engineering. And this, right here, is the single most critical skill for a non-coder. It's the art and science of giving the AI really clear, structured instructions so you get exactly what you want every single time. It's the difference between getting a generic kind of mediocre output and getting a highly valuable, specific result you can build a business on.
So your learning path really breaks down into 3 clear steps. It all starts with mastering prompts. From there, you learn to build AI workflows that connect different apps. You can think of it like digital plumbing. And then finally, you can learn to deploy simple AI agents, which are basically systems that can make decisions and use tools to handle more complex tasks all on their own.
And this is the result. This quote from a developer, Usama Safdar, it just perfectly captures the power of combining these skills. He built a simple workflow, connecting a few different AI tools. The result? a 90% reduction in the time it took to create high-quality content. That is the kind of insane efficiency that you can sell to businesses.
All right, we've covered the why and we've covered the how. Now for the most important part, what you actually do next. Here's a concrete plan to take you from just learning about this stuff to actually earning from it.
This is your roadmap. First, just play around. Spend a week with the tools to build your AI literacy. Next, and this is probably the most important step, find a real pain point in a niche you already get. Then, build one simple service that solves that one problem. Offer it for free or super cheap to a few people to get feedback and testimonials. And remember, avoid the common mistakes like promising the moon or forgetting that the human touch is still absolutely vital.
You know, this quote from a user on Reddit brings a perfect dose of reality to all of this. AI is an unbelievably powerful tool, but it is not magic. The fundamental rules of business still apply. You have to find a problem, provide real value, and solve it for someone who's willing to pay you. AI just helps you do all of that faster and better than ever before.
So, here it is, the final takeaway. The technology is no longer the barrier to entry. The opportunity is bigger than most of us can even imagine, and it is happening right now. The only real question left is the one you see on your screen. What problem will you solve first?